garden is kind of a wild place. I'm not into controlling it. I let the deer eat what they need to eat. I let the squirrels move the seeds around. But things like to grow here. And as one gardener who was helping me said, since you don't use poisons on the garden, everything wants to grow here. And that's how I think writing is too. Listening to other people searching for their stories. And I'm fed by the excitement and enthusiasm when a piece gets fully developed and you get to see it from its beginnings to its full manifestation. It certainly helps me as a writer, because anything that you're working with other people is something that happens to you when you're writing draft to draft to draft. I think that the biggest challenge for creative writers is believing in their material, because nobody asked us to write it generally. We don't know if anyone will be interested, and we usually think that our own experience is not very interesting compared to somebody else's experience. But it's our job as writers to find out why we're writing about it, what's of interest to us to evoke and to consider, and then we become universal. Then, whether I grew up in a logging camp or the suburbs of New Jersey, I understand things like courage and fear and loneliness. My son had told me that he had taken a hike while in college with a friend, and they had stopped at a farmer's market. They had bought goat cheese and French bread. And he told me that what they realized on that hike is that to get the most out of life, you didn't need a lot of stuff, you just needed the right stuff. And it sounded to me like writing is something like that too. There are the right things in our writing, pun intended, that make us come alive. I had already, by the time he died, written several books on writing, as well as published poetry books. And I decided to launch an online magazine that would help people who wanted to write from personal experience. And at first I just thought that I would be doing instructional articles, and every week I would write an article, and that would be my project. It wasn't long before I realized that people wanted to study with me, and if we did it online, people, no matter where they were in the world, could study with me and with one another in the groups that I facilitate. So Writing It Real grew from the magazine to the magazine plus online classes. And then people wanted office hours and individual attention, just like you would have at a university or college. And so we added that. And now I do a lot through Writing It Real that has to do with facilitating people's writing in the way that they want the coaching or facilitation.